Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day so far. My name is JurassicKM. Welcome to today's repaint video. In this video, we will be covering the pack of Monolophosaurus from Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Now, reviewing the footage, I've been able to pick out 3 color designs for the Monolophosaurus. There's the green one that the kids first encounter on their way to the penthouse. There is a blue one, and there is also a pale green, kind of yellow looking one. I have 3 Monolophosaurus figures, so we are going to cover all 3 of these variants in one video. If you're looking for a particular variant, I will put the timestamps right on the screen here. So feel free to click ahead to whichever variant you prefer. So these figures need to be washed, primed, and coated with the 2-to-1 tan base coat. So give me a few seconds to take care of that, and then we're going to jump right into the coloring. So we're going to start off by doing a 1:5 of citrus green over the entire figure except for the inside of the mouth. With the citrus green dry, we are now going to do a 1:3 of leaf green, and we're putting it on the overbelly. Just note that there is a spot underneath the eyeballs that we want to skip with this color. For the underside of the dinosaur, we are going to do a 1:5 of natural buff. We're going to do a 1-to-1 mix of campground and black, and we are going to dry brush it on the leaf green parts of the Monolophosaurus up to the back of its skull. Next, we are going to do a 3-to-1 mix of bright orange and burnt umber. We're going to mix that 1-to-3 paint to water, and we are going to paint the crest, the snout, the eye sockets, and any spikes and osteoderms going down the spine. Up next is the crest, and for that we're going to do a 2-to-1 mix of slate and African violet, mix that with a 1-to-1 paint to water, and paint the crest. Up next we're covering the hands and the feet. Now for this they have this really dark green shade to them, so I did a 1-to-1 mix of hunter green, slate, and black. Then I mix that with a 1-to-2 paint to water ratio, and then we are going to do the top of the hands, and we're going to do most of the feet except for the underside. This next step is really simple. See that little patch under the eyeballs that we left blank? We're going to do a 1-to-1 wash of yellow, and we're just going to paint in a streak going down from the eyeball to the jaw. Now we're going to do the very faint striping on the side of the Monolophosaurus. So for that, we're doing a 1-to-1 mix of early spring green and daffodil yellow. And we're mixing that with a 1-to-1 paint to water ratio. And we are going to very carefully draw out the subtle stripes on the sides of the Monolophosaurus. For the inside of the mouth, we are going to do blush pink straight out of the cap. And then once the blush pink is dried, we're going to do a 1-to-1 of blush pink and African violet, and then we're going to paint the tongue. And then while we're here, we're also going to do antique white over all of the teeth. For the claws, we're doing storm cloud gray straight out of the cap. Now we're going to dry brush some slate on top of the scoots on the feet and the hands. We now need to cover this Monolophosaurus with a 1-to-12 wash of raw umber. Last thing we need to do with this Monolophosaurus are the eyes and the nostrils. So for the eyes, we're doing a 2-to-1 mix of early spring green and golden brown. And then we are doing a black cat's eye for the pupil and black for the nostrils. We will then clear coat and nail polish this one. And now it's time to move on to the next variant. Now that we have our tan base coat on, we are going to do a 1-to-5 wash of African violets over the entire dinosaur except the inside of the mouth. Now that the African violet is dry, we're going to take a 1-to-3 of navy blue and we're going to apply it on the overbelly. Next up, we are doing a 1-to-5 of spa blue for the underbelly. We're now taking a mix of navy blue and black, and we're going to dry brush on the overbelly, but not on the head. Next, we are going to do a 3-to-1 of African violet and navy blue. You want to mix that 1-to-3 with water, and we're going to paint the crest, eye sockets, and spines. We're going to do a 1:1:1 of navy blue, African violet, and black. We're going to dilute it 1:2 water, and we're going to paint the tops of the hands and the feet. Do not do the undersides. Next, we're going to do a 1:1 of wisteria under the eye sockets. Next, we do a 1:1 of wisteria and navy blue, and you want to dilute that 1:1 with water, and we are going to apply the stripes on the sides. We seem to have forgotten a step with the crest, so let's go back and fix that real quick. We're going to do a 1:1 of slate and put it on the crest. Next, we're going to do a 1:12 of navy blue, and we're going to apply it over the entire dinosaur, obviously except the inside of the mouth. Just as a heads up, I'm not going to record painting the eyes, nostrils, the mouth, or the claws because they are the same as the green variant, which will also be the same as the yellow variant. So if you need a refresher on how to do those particular steps, I will put a screenshot right here. All right, now that you've got those, let's move on. Now that the claws have dried, we're going to do a 1:12 of raw umber on just the claws and the teeth and the inside of the mouth. Then we clear coat, we add nail polish to the appropriate spots, and now we're moving on to the final Monolophosaurus. So to start us off, we are going to do a 1:5 of daffodil yellow over the entire dinosaur, except for the inside of the mouth, especially this one, because I already painted the inside of the mouth. Next, we're doing a 1:3 of early spring green for the overbelly. Only this time, we're not going as far down the sides with the overbelly as we did with the previous two, and you'll see why in a second. Make sure that you leave the patch under the eyeball and eye socket as the daffodil yellow. Next, we're going to do a 1:1 mix of campground and raw umber. We will then mix this 2:1 with water, and then we are going to paint the solid stripes down the side of the Monolophosaurus. Next, we're going to do a 1:3 of natural buff, and we're going to put this on the bottom jaw and along the underbelly of the dinosaur. For this step, we are going to do a 1:1 mix of campground and raw umber. We're going to mix that 1:2 with water, and we're going to paint the tops of the hands and the feet. Now we're going to do a 1:6 of bright orange for the crest and the snout. Next, we do a 1:10 of slate just on the crest. We're going to do one more mix of 1:1 campground and raw umber. This time we will be mixing it at a 1:8 ratio with some water, and then we are going to add some of this wash around the solid stripes. You know what? While we're here, let's use the same wash to just dab in the eye sockets. Now what you want to do is you want to take a 1:12 mix of daffodil yellow, and you want to apply it on the whole dinosaur except for the inside of the mouth. Next, we take some early spring green, and we're going to dry brush it on the scoots, on the hands and the feet, and the little spikes running down the spine, we're also going to apply early spring green to. I'm putting the last few steps for this variant of the Monolophosaurus up on the screen now because they're really not that different from the last two variants that we did, and you don't need to watch me repeat the same steps over. So follow these last steps, and then we are going to do the final reveal of our Monolophosaurus pack. And thus concludes my repaints of the Monolophosaurus pack from Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. I had a lot of fun working on these three, and while I personally have no interest in applying one of these color schemes on the updated sculpt for Monolophosaurus that came out for Chaos Theory, if anyone out there has done that, please tag me in my socials listed below because I would like to see how that looks. Now, next time on the repaint table, we are going to do another Jurassic Park 3 tribute using a bootleg React Attack Tyrannosaurus Rex figure. Folks, if you've made it this far into the video, I do want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch it. If you like what you see, be sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and share this video around. And until next time, this is JurassicKM, signing off.